I have an abundance of morality, and you are, by definition, because of your religion, immoral.
You have a responsibility for stewarding journalism into its digital future.
But I have heavenly intentions. I have wonderful intentions. When you have more power, you have the leisure of being able to say, okay, I'll bomb you here, I'll attack you there, etc.
But you're doing some mind reading, right? So you're in the telepathy
but so
business.
Are you.
No. They're telling us that they would wipe out everyone. So
I have an abundance of morality, and you are, by definition, because of your religion, immoral. Well, when we incinerate people, it's okay because we have great intentions.
I'm paying a massive penalty for trying to have a fine-grained, intelligent, and quasi-academic discussion.
But I'm going to read you Sam Harris's quotes here. You make up your own mind. It seems comical to say George Bush had heavenly intentions. I know what you're going to say. Oh, you're putting words in his mouth. I just read you his exact quotes, okay? Now I'm describing it.
Even somebody like George Bush, who I thought was a disaster and a terrifying ignoramus in many ways, he wants a democracy that we can collaborate with. He wants the oil at a fair price, or let's say he wants to steal the oil, right? He wants.
It's not quite as simple as steal the oil,
He
right.
wants things. He wants things to run, in a benign way. He's not. He was not Genghis Khan.
But no, it's okay because they're Muslim, and it's the same group that wants to kill us all because they have no morals. Okay? Now, I didn't say all Muslims are wrong, but I said, hey, you happen to hit the wrong Muslim, who cares? Because you had the best of intentions.
When I talk about Islam, I'm talking about a set of ideas and their logical and behavioral consequences. Now, these ideas wouldn't matter if nobody believed them. You seem to think I'm much more hawkish than I am. I think you and I probably, on the checklist of interventions, you and I might check the same boxes. I mean, if you're going to check Afghanistan and you're going to check targeted covert operations against the really, really bad guys that we can get without too much collateral damage, then we're checking the same boxes, right? I didn't check the Iraq war box.
That's right. You did. By the way, people often charge you with that, but I did my research. You did not do that.
It's not true. The Muslims who are now 18 months old, right, are not Muslims, right? They don't follow the doctrine of Islam, right? They're just human beings, right? I want to reach those people as much as you do. And I consider them to be as valuable as any other group of 18-month-olds on Earth. And they're capable of democracy, they're capable of physics, they're capable of all the beauty of the 21st century. Let's give it to them.
Right. But no, it's okay because they're Muslim, and it's the same group that wants to kill us all because they have no morals.
So there are people who sort of believe what they say they believe. There are people who don't believe it at all. There are people who don't read the books. There are people who would bet their lives on the truth of every word. There's a whole range of cognitive commitment to certain doctrines. It's obviously not all Muslims.
Right.
But
no, I know you're not saying all Muslims, but
I think it's a scary situation when we could not, for the best of intentions, try to stop a genocide without creating more of a problem that's going to give us future genocides. That's a scary status quo, which we have to fix. And a war of ideas is going to be the way to change that ultimately.
But they say, no, it's okay because Christians and the Jews, well, they don't really believe in their texts, whereas the Muslims are evil and dangerous because they believe in those texts.
Life was terrible for Jews in medieval Christianity. So you have a civilization that is completely deranged by its religiosity. There are circumstances where Christians are behaving badly, and it's purely the result of their Christianity.
Even if you were to be, I believe, enormously naive and assume that George Bush, Dick Cheney, and all the neocons had wonderful intent in going into Iraq, you can't possibly say that they didn't know the consequences would be horrific civilian deaths. If they thought, well, okay, getting rid of Saddam Hussein outweighs that for X, Y, and Z, really?
The civilized world could have said, we're going to remove this guy, and just appealed to all of the Iraqis on the ground to just watch us do it, right? Don't fight us. We're gonna take it. The Wicked Witch of the West is going to be dead in a fortnight. That could have been a completely benevolent thing to do.
And this came out in our conversation with Sam Harris that I did when he was in here. the Muslim empires ruled the Middle East for a long time. The Ottoman Empire at least had 500 years. There was a Seljuk Empire, there was a Persian Empire. At different times, there was different Muslim empires. And they didn't kill all the Jews.
The doctrine of dimitude is different from a doctrine of genocide, right? This explains why the Muslims didn't just kill all the Christians and Jews under their power, right? They have a doctrine which gives them a reason not to.
And the reality is, no one has any moral superiority to any other human being.
What did we actually want to do with Germany? If we had true power, and in this case we ultimately did because we won the war, what did we want? We wanted sane collaborators. We wanted peaceful, honest people who we could do business with, right? And we wanted the same in Japan, and we helped build up these societies. What does ISIS want? What would ISIS do to America if they could do anything they want?
Judge for yourself, okay?